Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Racing's real. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome into the SIMRIGS V8 Vets Split 2 action for Season 28, Round 2, as we arrive at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the second round of the season, off the back of an incredible 150k sprint race out at Bathurst last week. We come into the representation of Melbourne and Victoria. We head into Mexico for Mexico City here this evening. Hamish Munro here with you, Brett Fisher alongside once again. And Brett, we're here obviously at a wondrous Formula One Grand Prix circuit that also hosts the likes of NASCAR road racing as well, running that particular NASCAR layout, the national layout of the circuit. That means we've got NASCAR track limits to deal with here this evening. But as well,
exploit those track limits, please.
Exploit them all, as well as maybe get yourself some points on the board so early on in the season. We know the likes of Stephen Kokoschke and others will be hoping to try and maximise on their first round run and see where they end up leaning in towards Tail and Bend for next week's third round of the season as well.
Well, we're in for a treat tonight. I'm pumped up again. Always getting pretty pumped up. Second round. This is when, it's not quite seeing how the mould of the season's going. It's the start, so it's interesting to see how tonight will prevail and see what happens at the end of it.
Well, that's exactly right, and we'll see how we prevail towards the end of tonight's race as well. Looking at where we currently sit on the schedule, of course, round 2 today, 200 kilometres, 52 laps at Mexico City for the national course as well. This circuit will offer up a lot of challenges for drivers around the course as the tram comes by. I hope you remembered your Mikey as well. And it often offers up big challenges because it's high speed, it's slightly technical as well, but there's a lot of track limits that you can take advantage of throughout this place too. We'll get a better look at it in just a moment's time. Looking at the current points in the standings, of course, it is Stephen Kokoschke leading the way on 184 points to James Baldwin in P2 on 180 points. Scott Weston in P3 on 176 points for himself as well. There's a lot of names that are further down the order, including those who didn't take part in round 1. Todd Duggan was there for the start of the race, did not make it though past the start-finish line on the first lap, and so actually did not complete that one. Steve Grumley was there on the day, but did not complete a qualifying lap or even begin the race. Everyone else was not there on the day, though. Joel Oosterball, Halil says it was supposed to be there, had some technical issues, was not able to get into the session. Dave Duddle, Darren Crosby, Chris Blanchard, Simon Hedeshey, Darren Goosey, they were yet to start. Darren Goosey, Simon Hedeshey, they did start the race. They did not make 75%, so they were not worthy of points, it seems, on the board. It's still tight, though, of course, being so early in the season. No drop rounds have obviously been included because no one is able to drop their one and only round. Otherwise, everyone would be on zero at this stage.
Big names in that 0 point list too, Hamish.
That's true. That's very, very true. I mean, former champions Matt Scholes, Halil Cesar, Todd Duggan, Steve Grumley, all 4 of our former champions are currently on 0 points leading into tonight's race. So it's anyone's game to gain some points on them here today as well. Looking at where we are, of course, Mexico City, Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, down in the Gulf of Mexico, of course. One of the host cities for the World Cup at the moment. Of course, Australia, unfortunately, was knocked out this morning at 4 a.m. Victorian time against Egypt under penalties. And then an incredible game between Cape Verde and Argentina that went right into extra time. Was an unbelievable showcase between the smallest team and smallest country in the entire tournament, and then the defending champions of that tournament as well, getting a real scare. Starting on the main straight at Recta Principale, they run down towards turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3. What are you laughing at the word recta? You, Brett, have the brain of a child sometimes.
I'm a child.
There's no M in that word. You'll be going to the Principale's office, it seems, for that one. Down to the braking zone of turn 1, 2, and 3. This is a very early opportunity for incidents to happen here and for drivers to get caught up within one another. We saw a big track jam in Split 1 on Thursday night. Hopefully, they're all able to get through there nice and tightly here today. Down towards turn 4, the long national course differential for this layout comparatively to the Grand Prix out. It cuts out the corner of Horkia just up the road from it and actually sweeps back around through towards the S's at 5, 6 and 7, where you're darting in and out of these really tall and tough tyre barriers. Same can be set up through turn 8 and 9 at the chicane as well. Got to be careful of your track extensions down through turn 10. If you go over the white line and come back on and then cause an incident with another driver, you will be found at fault because you are technically going off of what is considered the racing surface. Down towards the braking zone at turn 11 to enter the stadium section at Ford Sol, where you've got sorry. You can track ascend on the exit. Got to be careful though, catching the wall into the stadium section, of course, where the baseball stadium is. You've got to be careful of turn 12 and 13, where you can loop it around very easily. Up through 14 and underneath the stands at turn 15 to come back onto the main straight as well. Pit entry shouldn't be too much of a factor tonight, but we have seen previously in other series where issues of drivers coming in towards pit entry have then been caught out and have actually then found themselves being rear-ended on entry because the person behind them wasn't prepared. Pit exit is going to be an interesting one. Comes out off racing line, but you're coming out incredibly slowly, and you've got to try and get up to pace as quickly as possible. The undercut will be a massive advantage here this evening, Brett, where if you can get in early, get fresh tyres on it, get some track position at a track that's very, very difficult to pass at, you can easily make 5, 6 or even 7 positions throughout that stint in its own right just by pitting slightly earlier than your competitors.
I'll tell you what, Hamish, some of those soccer fields are pretty dry. They might need a lick of water as well.
They're not all football fields, Brett.
No, soccer fields.
No, they're all paddocks.
What are they?
Paddocks.
No, the ones in the middle there. You can see the lines on the centre lines down near turn 3 to 4.
They're not football fields. They're baseball diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, they're little baseball diamonds.
Righto, we'll move on.
Nonetheless, it was opened back in 1959.
No, not on the other side, on the outside of the track, on the inside of the track,
Yeah, the inside of the track, Brett, is either it's either football grounds or it is actually just paddocks. I'm not 100% sure what they are. I can't see close enough.
We'll move on. Anyway, that's influential. Let's move on.
Opened back in 1959. The layout's been used ever since 2015. Its length runs 3.9 kilometres, 2.4 miles in the old language, 15 turns per clockwise direction. The previous layout actually used that oval section at the back end of the course before the baseball stadium was even built at the turn 11 through 15 complex down there as well. It is a spectacular place to go racing, though, and one that we're very excited to be at here this evening, of course. And, well, we're excited to be able to bring to you all the action through sight and sound across both the V8 Veterans and Infinity Broadcasting channels. It's a pretty historic broadcast for us here. This is the first time we're actually broadcasting to both of them without the use of a restreaming software. This is all being done through OBS now with a multi-output system, which allows us to center both channels at once from OBS. We're tracking both of them along, but if you could help support both channels, that would be much appreciated. Qualifying's come to an end. Warm-up session is about to get underway, and we'll see how all the drivers do across the piece here today as well, and across the course of this racing affair. There's still some big championship implications on the line for the majority of drivers, of course, and they'll be hoping just to keep themselves in line, in check, and in a solid performance throughout this race. Early drop round here is not going to be optimal, Brett. You want to try and kick this one under your belt with some good points on the board.
Certainly do. It's going to be good. It's we're talking about the track before. It's an interesting track. It's like every track, they've all got some little nuances. Quite a fast main straight, long front straight. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully everyone can get through the first couple of turns, all done and dusted. It can, like you said before, split one had a very big, melee through there. So we'll be interested to see if we can all get through there safely.
Well, we will see. We'll see if we can get through there nice and tidily. If we can. James Baldwin's out there for a bit of practice. Great opening round for him in P2 at Bathurst, although you may wonder, well, he's all normally strong at Bathurst. Is he going to be just as strong here today? Maybe some work to do for him out in the field. I think he's capable of getting a top 10 and matching the similar performance to last week at Bathurst. I don't know if he's going to be close to the podium, though, but it will still be a good challenge for him. Yourself, Brett, you showed good pace in practice as well, and in qualifying, you've gotten yourself a solid position to build from in this race. Are you going to be capable of getting this car up into the top 10, though?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see how we go. The old Shadow Racing car, Camaro, felt pretty good during practice, felt pretty good during qualifying. We'll see how the race unfolds. I was actually feeling fairly confident at this track. Not super fast. I would have liked to have been like everybody, a little bit quicker, but I was fairly comfortable in the car, so it was good.
Well, what we can see is everybody's all getting involved. We've actually got some comments over on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, which is great to see. My good friend Bailey Brannan's watching over there from the US, out in Florida. So welcome in, Bailey. I hope you're enjoying the supercars action here from Mexico City. And to everyone on the Vets YouTube channel as well, thank you all for watching, including Wayne Sanderson, who's just popped in. Hoffy's out there as well. Cam77's with us. Sean Palmer as well. Great to have you out there, Sean. Pete Kelleher's in the chat. Damon Fisher's in the chat too. Congrats on the Driver of the Day award for Split 1, Damon. Simon Hayes out there as well. Dave Arney in the chopper with us. Brett Horsell in the chat too. Chris Blanchard is with us as well. Brett, you're out there getting the punters fired up. Tony Chapman's with us, of course, in the chat once again as well. So great to have you all watching along with us too. And we hope that you stick around for the entire broadcast. We want to, we hope that you're able to enjoy watching along tonight here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's going to be a fun night of racing here for the V8 Veterans, brought to you by SIMRIGS, of course, and we are so looking forward to it once more. The starting grid, though, for tonight's race will be as follows. Stephen Kokoschke will back up his race win in round 1 at Bathurst with a pole position here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. He'll start on the front row with the previous Split 3 champion, Matthew Day, starting on that front row with him. That's a good time from Matt. We know he's got good pace here. We'll see if he can put the pieces together to get a podium here in his only second outing in Split 2. Row 2 and the top 4. Tony Chapman will line up with now Infinity Motorsport driver Stuart Hall out of P4. So, of course, Stuart joining Split 2 this season, was formerly of Nova Sim Sports, became a privateer only for round 1, has been picked up by Infinity for the rest of the season, it seems. So he'll be having a strong run out of P4 tonight, he would hope so, in his first outing for his new team, of course. Row 3 for the top 6, it'll be Matt Scholes alongside Chris Blanchard then. For the top 6, both these drivers running their first race of the season. Matt obviously looking for his 3rd championship here in Split 2. Blanchard looking for his 2nd in Vets, his 1st here in Split 2. Row 4 in the top 8, it'll be Nathan Favero alongside Scott McKenzie, who's out there as well inside of the top 10 to row 5. And making up our top 10 here as well, it will be Lorne Mackay and Darryl Callahan alongside each other. Row 6 in the top 12, we will then find Simon Hedesheet in his first outing for the season alongside former champion Halil Cesar in his first outing for the season as well. He'll start out of P12. Row 7 in the top 14, it's Brett Fisher alongside Dave Arney. Good pace out of yourself there, Brett. Got you to what could be unlucky P13, but maybe lucky P13 for yourself.
Oh, you never know.
You never know. You never know indeed. Row 8 in the top 16, it is Andrew Galley alongside Joe Mahoney out there as well. Row 9 in the top 18, it's then Roy Clark and Mick Clifton alongside each other. To row 10 in the top 20, it'll be James Boardman starting alongside Ben Brook out there as well. Row 11, top 22, will be Rick Viger alongside Yusuf Corfiadis in behind them. For P23, it will then be Paul Burns alongside Wade Reynolds out of P24. For row 13, we'll find ourselves with Andrew Lister and Jamie Peters. And to the 27th position on the road, it's Todd Duggan alongside Scott Weston. Hopefully Todd can get going tonight. Was unable to in round 1. Hopefully can here in round number 2. Row 15, making up the top 30 positions, it's Craig Miller starting alongside Michael Quain. To row 16, it'll then be Darren Goosey and Abel Verben alongside each other as well. To P33, it'll be Brett Taylor alongside Tim Mulford out of P34. To 35th position will then be Pete Baxter alongside Scott McCune. To 37th in behind them. In the second to last row, we'll find Mario Reali and Peter Kelleher. And then on the final 20th row of the grid, it'll be Derek Lovegrove and Adrian Zeal. Zippy will start it out of P40.
There you go. That's I mean, Jesus, the names are just mixed up. I mean, some of the names you'd think they should be at the top of that list, sort of mid pack and things like that. So, it can be interesting to see whether they just had a bad qualifying or whatever. But yeah, no, very very interesting grid there once again. And same again, time is very, 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 very close to one another in practice. And it should be for an interesting race. Split 2 is just so tight,
That's exactly right. And split 2 is incredibly, incredibly tight out there as well. We're going to be putting a poll out there. Is Stephen Kokoschke going to go back-to-back this season in terms of race wins? Will he do it? If I can actually get it going. That'd be nice. Poll is going up for us as well. Unfortunately, that's only going to be on the Vets channel. It's not going to be going out to it's not going to be going out to the Infinity Broadcasting channel, but and unfortunately as well, because we're no longer on Restream, we're not actually getting the Restream bot serving us the comments from each channel to the other as well, so we'll try our best to read them out whenever we can. A lot of votes are beginning to come in for that poll, and we'll see what the viewers think out there as well. Hopefully it's not a spoiler. Hopefully it's more so that's actually what they think. They think he won't do it, or they know he won't do it. Hopefully there's a differential between that in and amongst this field as well. We wait for the revs to rise for this field here. Look at that grid all the way around the corner. Lights are going up for them here at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Kokoschke on pole. Day alongside Chapman and Hill in behind them. How's it going to run as we roar into Mexico City, and Matthew Day has gone straight into the race lead off the start line. What a start for him. Chapman up into P2 now. Yep. Kokoschke has bogged it off the line. Hill has as well. That's allowed Blanchard past him as they all rumble towards turn number 1.
4 wide back there into turn 1. Let's hope we can get sorted there. It's like we've got through.
A few drivers already getting involved. Hill and Skulls getting into it together as well. Bit of leaning between each other. Yep. They're all getting into it.
Through safely. What a great start, though.
Couple of cars around. McCune is around after contact with Brett Taylor. Yusuf Corfiadis is off the road as well. So a few cars are off. Peters is dropping positions here. Did not stop the whole field. That's right. They've all stayed tightly contested with each other. See back here.
Cars still side by side through this section.
Peters has gone off down at turn 4. He's gone round on his own. Nearly has been hit by the other cars coming through. As Wade Reynolds, Michael Quain, they're getting into it with each other as well. So there's a bit of scrambling and a little bit of miscommunication perhaps between the cars on the road that is leading to some of these contacts being made in between all the drivers. At this stage, though, it is Matthew Day leading the way to Tony Chapman, Kokoschke, Blanchard, Skulls, Hill, Mackay, Arnie, Favero, and Brett Fisher makes up the top 10. What a hot start from yourself there, Brett.
Go me!
One of my favourite bits. That's one of my favourite bits.
Have a look at Kokoschke having a crack at Chapman, just on the inside. Can he make this move stick? He's got a bit of pace down towards the end. He crosses over onto the racing line. Looks like he's going to make that one stick. Day just getting a nice little break, just over a second break on Kokoschke. Let's see whether Kokoschke can undo that little bit of a gap and close it up. Chapman will be hopefully just a sling on behind there, but he's also got some pressure from Blanchard.
Well, there's a bit of pressure starting to build here. Blanchard trying to look down the inside of Chapman. See as well, Hill's dropping back a little bit now, getting pressured here by Mackay and behind him as well. Had a feeling that no matter where Stewart may have ended up, it wouldn't have been long that he would have survived as a privateer in the field. But he was inevitably probably going to end up at a team at some stage. It just happens that some of us move quicker than others, maybe.
Todd Duggan getting past Paul Burns there, back in 18th, 19th.
It's good to see.
A little swap of Rooney
Todd's
there.
Running as well. Finally appears to have fixed those steering wheel issues that he was having last time on the road, and hopefully he can get himself a good result. He's running as a privateer this season. He'll be having a bit of a life change as well, possible downsize coming his way in terms of living conditions, so he's not quite sure how that's all going to pan out. You see there as well, Craig Millett driving well here against Paul Burns. They've got Andrew Listener in behind him, the sole SCR entry for Split 2 this season, as he continues to fight away here with Mick Clifton in behind him as well. There is Ben Brook And out of this battle, there's been a few gains actually that's broken away as a pitter. First of all, Mick Clifton is in. So first of the compulsory pit stops, not about Stratton here. Get out of the way early. You've got critical laps very early in this race, depending on your fuel usages between lap 5 and lap 7. May as well get a pit stop in just in case of a safety car.
Yeah, it's always that ominous little sort of thing, isn't it? Safety car comes out, you get stuck out, and someone's already done a first pit stop. You're going to luck out there. Kokoschki now only 0.8 behind Day. So Day doing all right out in front at the moment, just settling in there in the 266 car. Kokoschki just working, trying to get back of that. He had that. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far, and he's only on their third lap now at a 30.308. So he's 0.3 faster than Day on that last lap. Let's see what he's got in his pocket. Chapman now 1.5 seconds behind Kokoschki. So a little bit more of a gap there. Blanchard still and Scholes still chasing down Chapman.
You can see as well as we sit on board here with Stephen Kokoschki just how enveloped you feel by that baseball stadium in that final section of the circuit. And actually how much it kind of crowds you through there, and then almost the tunnel vision you can get off of the last corner and down the main straight. You'd almost feel that if the grandstands were down the length of the entire straight, Brett, and didn't stop for some trees at one point, you'd almost feel like you would be getting tunnel vision down here. A couple of cars in the pit lane though. Cesar, Boardman, Galley, Burns, Weston, they're all in. Kokoschki starting to pressure Day here. Have a feeling that he may not be too far away from his very first pit stop in this race.
He's quick. He's quick through here, Kokoschki. On that last lap around, he was let me get my calculations right, about 0.6 faster than Day. So definitely got pace over Day. Let's see if whether Day's going to hold him out, or whether is he going to make him work for it, or is he just going to go, well, I know you're faster than me. No point in holding you up in this point of the race. Let's see what happens.
Well, Kokoschki did have that fastest lap, that 1:30.23. So that's a good time for Kokoschki to put onto the board. Just looking further back down the order. So Cesar, Boardman have come out at the front of that pack of cars that have just pitted, and the teammates have actually come out together. So they might actually start to work together here, Brett, just to fight their way forward. Plenty of track space in front of them up to Adrian Zeal. Around about 20 seconds, or about 15 seconds, sorry. Separates there. No, it is 20 seconds, I was correct. Between them and the last position car that has not pitted yet. So they've got a good gap now just to push on. And these front runners have got to try and counteract an undercut as Kokoschki enters pit lane for the first time today. We'll see if anybody follows him in. Stuart Hall is going to follow him in. So see how this is going to pan out for him.
Hall just getting a bit sideways there under brakes.
Yeah, bit of a wiggle. As Pavero and Brett Fisher's in as well.
Yeah. Let's go. Roll the dice.
Commencement of lap 5 means the pole will end. For our poll results, is it actually getting into the results? It's not going to, but I believe the majority believed that Kokoschki would not go back-to-back today. So we'll see if he can prove them wrong. That's a big pit stop for those drivers. We'll see where they end up in comparison to the whole field. In fact, Stuart Hall's actually dropping and exiting pit lane prior to Kokoschki. So he's taken a shorter stop to jump Kokoschki in pit lane. And look who's right there. His teammates, his new teammates, are coming down the straight, and they're actually going to be ahead of Kokoschki as well. This is horrid for Stephen Kokoschki, because now there's 2 cars separating him, and right now the main rival on track to try and beat him on the road today.
So Kokoschki taking a 29.87 second stop on that time around. Andrew Galley with a 28.75. Nathan Favero with the 29 second stop. Mick Clifton with the 30 second stop. So a lot of people putting a fair bit of fuel in there. Chapman in pit.
So just to answer as well, the poll results have gone out into the chat. Although this is more of a general question actually, because stating will Stephen Kokoschki win 2 from 2 this season. Maybe that just means will he win 2 races in a row this season at some point. But currently, the viewership, the poll has had 14 votes on it, and 71% of the vote went for no, 29% went for yes. So 71% of that field does not believe Kokoschki can win 2 in a row today. And we can maybe make that sound worse and say they don't believe he can do it at all, but I don't think that is actually the case. I believe it is only for today.
So Brett Taylor, Chris Miller, Brooke, McKenzie and Chapman in pit. So starting to cycle through a lot of these pit stops now.
Todd Duggan. Todd Duggan's had a moment down at turn 3. He's kept it rolling. But that is going to cost him some crucial time as Joe Mahoney gets by him up towards turn 4 as well. So dropping time for him. Matt Day continues to roll on in the race lead at this stage. He's got 3.5 seconds just about back to Chris Blanchard, who's got Matt Scholes on his heels, tightly putting pressure on him. Tony Chapman, by the way, exited pit lane ahead of Kokoschki, but between Hall and Cesar further back. And right now he's actually under pressure from Cesar here. So there's a bit of work being done by those early pit stoppers to battle it out as Matt Day enters pit lane. So if you're Stuart Hall, you've got to get a wriggle on here to try and jump him in the pit lane.
Interesting to see where Day comes out once he does his stop. Keep an eye on how long he's going to sit in pits for. If I can get, there we go.
The header sheet will come past. There is Matt Day pulling into the box right now.
Lap 7 of 52 here at Mexico.
Stuart Hall is just running through the stadium section right now. So to remain ahead of Kokoschki for Hall, he needs to build a 13-second gap at the moment.
Okay, Day's dropped. 16.10 second stop.
Yeah, Day's exiting. He's just up the road. So Matt Day has come out around about, I want to say it's going to be about 6 seconds ahead of Stuart Hall. So that is the gap between Day and Hall at the moment. Is this possibly the battle for the race win right now? Yes, there's a little bit of lap traffic that's being contested with for Day, and inevitably Hall will have to deal with that as well in Adrian Zeal and Mario Reale.
A lot of laps to go under the bridge.
There are a lot of laps to go, although these drivers are not actually lapped cars yet. They are. They're lapped in terms of their CPSs because they've not completed a single CPS just yet.
No, but I mean a lot of laps to be completed.
Yes.
But, early days.
Very early days. A long time to go in this race. Still a whole pit stop cycle to go for some drivers, including Chris Blanchard, Matt Scholes, who are now the top 2 on the road. They've got Dave Arney just down the road from them back in P3. Of course, Matt, hoping for a historic season this season. Would be an uphill battle now to win this championship whilst missing round 1. Not impossible to do. Not something we've seen happen before. But we have seen, for the majority of the history, a driver going to win the championship without even winning the first race of the season. So that is still a possibility for Matt. Emil Verben comes in. And the history that Matt's trying to make as well, which is pretty crucial here, he's trying to win his 3rd Split 3 championship to make himself the only driver to do so. He currently shares the historic most championships won in Split 2 record with Rick Sibra at 2 apiece. And I think Matt wants to be the only one on that list as most ever here in Split 2.
Look at the extensions of the track that people are taking advantage of here. Always an interesting one, especially if you're running close together with someone. Just a little tactic to watch out for if you run across the track limits. Make sure you come back onto the track without impeding a car that is on track.
Right.
Coming up to the stadium section.
Andrew Rushworth and Luke Ullman, Andrew Listener have all joined us in the chat as well. It's great to have you all watching along with us here. Round 2 of the season. We ride on the roof of Joe Mahoney now, in behind Darren Goosey, who runs a bit wide in towards the stadium. They'll come out underneath the bridge and onto the main straight. Ahead of them you see Pete Baxter entering pit lane. Matt Scholes has come in as well. Out of P2 on the road. He was sick of sitting behind Chris Blanchard any longer. We are past critical lap. So if we get a safety car right now, those that have not pitted sit in the danger zone because everyone else who has pitted could pit and get home, and they would still need one more stop on top of this one as Mahoney goes up the inside. Looks to get the job done. Not only can he implement the rules, he can follow them as well. Joe Mahoney moves up into P7 on the road.
It was a nice move.
A great move for Mahoney. So to give the update as well, Stuart Hall's now gotten past Adrian Zeal, about 3.9 second gap between himself and Matt Day in their battle for the race lead. Kokoschki and Scholes are now trapped behind Boardman and Cesar, with Chapman leading this pack. So this is very, very crucial that those two cars get by Boardman and Cesar as quickly as possible, because if they get trapped back here in this battle, they're only going to allow Matt Day and Stuart Hall to run away with this thing, and they won't have a hope in hell of chasing down the podium come race's end.
This is always the danger when you're out of cycle a little bit. You know, yeah, you've got that possibility of being caught up with maybe some slower drivers. Not that much slower, but you know what I mean.
I don't know if Cesar and Boardman are necessarily a lot slower, but I think right now they're definitely off the pace of those two, knowing Kokoschki qualified on pole.
Slower. I said slower.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, Cesar had, I don't know what happened there. Cesar had a bit of a dive there, and that was very awkward.
Very, very awkward indeed. But this is a crucial battle in terms of the storyline today of who's going to be in contention for this race win. Because if you take out Scholes and Kokoschki, all of a sudden Matt Day is looking almost unchallenged. But Blanchard, obviously in the chat saying as well, F1 track always lower chance of a safety car, always possible, but lower chance, I believe, and that's mainly because of the runoff around tracks such as Mexico or even Catalunya as well. Very similar styles of circuits, very difficult to find that you actually get safety cars at these places because of the runoff areas, but also as well because they're usually the highest grade of circuit you can find, which means they're usually the best quality of circuit you can find.
So much runoff you could have a margarita before you come back on.
I want to see you do that. I want to see you do that. Both Kokoschki and Scholes have now gotten past Boardman, by the way, but Boardman's trying to get back up the inside of Scholes. Kokoschki holds him up. Boardman's going to try and get back at him here. This is all happening for position.
Wow. It's on for young and old here. Now, just Boardman on that rejoin there. This is where I just talked about a couple of laps ago. This is where it can get a little bit dicey, because as if you door a car and you're coming back on, that's going to be an unsafe rejoin.
Well, they managed to get away cleanly, but that's cost them a bulk amount of time. It's now 9-10 seconds separating Kokoschki and Hall, so all of a sudden that 13-second gap that Hall needs doesn't seem impossible, Brett. It doesn't seem impossible right now. If he could run less than half a second faster than Kokoschki over the next 14 laps, he could gain the gap he needs to maintain position out of pit lane and make a natural jump on Kokoschki through pit strategy and track positioning alone.
It's amazing how the cards fall.
And you know what? Sometimes you're completely lucky that your strategy sticks and that you stick to the right piece of furniture. Mahoney sitting in behind Tim Mulford. They got Todd Duggan in behind them as well.
On a hot day?
You don't want to be on a plastic chair on a hot. Actually, what would be worse, Brett?
That's why you stick to the furniture.
Well, I ask you this because what would be worse on a hot day? Plastic chair in the hot sun, which arguably as soon as you sit down, it's going to crumble under you and fall to the ground, or a shiny steel metal slide in a playground in the hot sun. I think the slide would be worse, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, and for those people a bit older, they remember the vinyl seats with the hot, with the seat belt.
Yes.
And you get on there and you get branded by the seat belt sitting in the sun. That was always fun.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time as well. And you often you grab the buckle piece by your hand too, and then all of a sudden you're like, that's very warm. As Duggan trying to put the pressure on Mahoney. Here we've got Gary Buckland in the chat with us, last season's champion, watching to see who the next champion will be. It'd be really cool if virtually we could have the previous champion give a trophy to the new champion, wouldn't it, Brett? That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? That'd be a good thing. So for Mulford, he wants to try and maximise points today. Of course, great performance last time on the podium in round one out at Bathurst. Would love to get to there again. Bit of work to do on his strategy tonight, though, to fight his way forward. Starting down the order, of course. He is inside the top 10 right now, but does need that first pit stop of 2. Be an interesting sort of strategy play for him to try and get this car forward if he can.
So what Duggan looks like he wants to get past Mahoney there a couple of times. He's right on the bumper of Mahoney. So Couple of little wiggles and moves, but you can see how close Duggan is. Zeal and Cesar just trading places.
Yeah, Adrian, unfortunately, is down on strategy right now to these guys. He'll have to come into pit lane shortly for his first stop in the race. Those other ones are
Arnie
on fresher
pits.
tyres as Dave Arnie will land the chopper into pit lane, and he'll try and find himself his pit bay so he can jingle all the way out of there and back onto the racing surface.
Which is that battle between Mahoney, Duggan and Goosey, still incredibly close there. Down to 0.2 of a second.
See the
back wing of Mulford at the moment.
yeah, Joe Mahoney.
Mahoney having a look.
He is indeed.
Can he, he's done it before. Can he do it again?
Up the inside, Joe Mahoney. He'll get the outside
be
run. The
tight.
next corner, there's a lot of net code in it. Did you see the net code in that? There was about a car width in between them. Unbelievable.
That's unfortunate for Mahoney, that. Very unfortunate. Because he was doing well then. He put the car right up there.
Can't even put the blame on Mulford there. That is car prediction technology at its finest, going the wrong way. And that's unfortunate
look
for
at
Joe
this.
Mahoney. You see though as well that
Oh.
Goosey is just starting to put the pressure on Todd Duggan. They've now got Wade Reynolds at the back of this battle as well. So one goes away, another one arrives. They continue on. Stephen Kokoschke joins us in the chat as well. Great to have you out there, Stephen, watching with us, of course. No new comments.
Here we go.
They're trying to look for it and battle it out as best they can. As they
Mulford?
push.
Yeah, I think Duggan looks like he's been released a little bit now. Oh, as I say that, he comes into pits. He looked like he had a bit more pace over Duggan being released over Mulford.
Matt Day trying to get past Scott McCune here. Still, though, both out of sync at this stage. McCune needs a stop. Matt Day only needs one more, as he'll come down the inside into position. That'll now put a car between himself and Stuart Hall, who sits now provisional P2. He's got Tony Chapman just leading Stuart's teammate Halil Cesar back there as well, currently in corrected P5 position. Stephen Kokoschke sits corrected P6 ahead of Scholes, Boardman, Brett Fisher, Paul Burns. That's currently the corrected top 10. As Scholes is having some blinking issues up here and behind Kokoschke as they fight for position, trying to work together here to chase down Cesar, because that's a hell of a gap they've built up. And right now the gap from Kokoschke up to Stuart Hall is 12.1 seconds. So that's gone up by that much, Brett, in only 3 laps. Unbelievable.
Done well.
That's Todd Duggan. Todd Duggan has had a moment. Car's gone round
Oi.
at turn 2. He's already been
Oh, that
around
was
at
close
turn
too.
3 today. You have to wonder, has that car still got some demons in it from last week's technical affairs?
Looks all right on track, though. Shame
looks okay.
It's just unfortunate being in the wars.
Yeah, it's a shame for Todd and that now solely ran Garage 511 racing crew, making up that team back in P36 now. Work to be done to get back up the order. Chris Blanchard leads the way though to Darryl Callahan, Simon Hedesheed, Andrew Lister, Tim Mulford. That is the current top 5, with Darren Goosey being the last before Scott McCune as the last car in the order within the top 10, yet to take a first pit stop. In fact, they're the only cars in this race to not take a single stop just yet, but they're getting to the limitations of their fuel tank. They will need to come into pit lane shortly. That is where Matthew Day will officially take the race lead here off of the first pit stop cycle. He initially took the race lead off the race start. It was a beautiful start for him that saw him take the race lead. He's not given that up just yet in terms of provisional positioning either. And right now he's spreading his gap between himself and Stuart Hall as it's out to around about 4.1 seconds gap between himself and the current provisional P2. Into pit lane comes Darryl Callahan and Simon Heddersheed. Listener will get past them, as will Tim Mulford if he does not come in, as will Darren Goosey, although he will actually come into pit lane, so he will not surpass them. So Matt Day will now move up into provisional P4 as he'll slot past pit road and slot himself back up the order.
Now, I was also speaking to Darryl Callaghan. And he corrected me on the pronunciation of his name. The H is silent.
As it often always is, but then that would still mean that it is Callahan.
Callaghan, I think they pronounce it.
Callaghan.
I think you say Callaghan. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening. There's a useless bit of information, isn't it?
No.
I'm full of useless information. I wonder where Joe Osterwald is.
Don't know. I mean, he had
It's the second race that he hasn't
Yeah,
shown.
well, so he had some struggling races last season, of course. Not the season for him, obviously, as I know Todd Duggan has just had a moment again in the stadium section, although he's still rolling. Good for him. Chris Blanchard is now in the pit lane. But yeah, we've not seen Joel Oosterwald for a while. Struggles last season, compounded quite a fair bit. Something I think that we probably noted is his unfortunate that the presence has not been there really ever since he unfortunately had to throw away a race result at Miami a few seasons ago when his dog was getting attacked mid-race.
That's right. Yeah.
That was really the last time we saw him in proper contention for something. So hopefully we see him back again soon. We're still not seeing Steve Grumley on circuit this season either.
Yeah.
To this stage as well. I'm not sure how many others are not out there this week. I think everyone else has at least actually gotten going in this season proper now. We'll have to compare to the list, Brett, to see if we don't recognise anyone being out there today.
Exactly. Yeah. I was just thinking about that before. So I've only got three drivers: Andrew Liston, Tim Mulford, and Scott McCune,
Apparently,
who haven't done
by
their
the way,
pits.
work is keeping him busy for Joel Oosterwald, which is a real shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
So that there is a real shame for
Hopefully
him.
you can get out there as soon as you can, but you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. Got to do what you got to
The
do.
old $1 has to come in. Otherwise, no nachos and margaritas for you.
So Andrew Liston is currently going for a solitary bonus point by leading a single lap here today. Won't have a big advantage over the grand scheme of things at this stage of the season, but could be a crucial point later on in the season if he wants to go for a differential of position as well. But right
17
now,
of 52.
see as well, Tim Mulford, by the way, is getting past Matt Day. We're getting passed by Matt Day at this stage. Liston will come into pit lane after getting his bonus point out there. Tim Mulford will still hang on here ahead of Matt Day, but then the question beckons, why are you defending him? You're coming into pit lane this lap. What was the point? Why didn't you just slot him behind him? He doesn't need to pit. Scott McCune follows you in. Last of the pit stoppers now into pit lane.
There we go. We're all back to square one.
We'll get our squared up positioning as every car will pass pit lane. So Matt Day moves into P1 ahead of Stuart Hall, Tony Chapman, Hallel Cesar, Chris Blanchard, Stephen Kokoschke, Matt Scholes, James Boardman, Brett Fisher, Paul Burns. That is the top 10 at this stage. And right now for Stephen Kokoschke, the fact that he is trapped behind Chris Blanchard is not going to help the hopes that he has of trying to chase down that now 12.5 second gap up to Stuart Hall, who is his closest competitor for strategic position on the road. Crucially as well for Hall, he has got a 7-second gap over Tony Chapman, who took a 7-second slower pit stop down
lock up there.
pit lane as a bit of a lock up back there. Wasn't Tim Mulford's actually in pit lane? Wasn't Blanchard?
No, it was
One of them was maybe Cesar who had the lock up, or Boardman.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So there's our pit times. There's the comparison for you.
And it just goes to show, obviously Stephen Kokoschke had the outright pace, but it doesn't mean everything. He just got, just those little nuances that change the way the race unfolds. So, just interesting how things happen.
Technically, Andrew, you did cross the line. I don't know if you crossed the line at the start of the lap in the race lead, but you definitely ended the lap in the race lead. You would have crossed the line when you were in pit lane. So you crossed it, slightly loose. But there you see the pit stop times. For Kokoschki is a 29.8, for Hall is a 16. About 13 seconds differential, give or take 1 or 2 seconds. So you've got to try and do the maths to find out what the gap is between them at the moment as well. There's a way we can keep that easier for you, is we could just track it with certain time deltas, if we could. In fact, we can.
Or I could get the abacus out.
We can get the abacus out. We can also just do this.
Oh.
And look at the and look at the gap between them.
New bit of tech.
No, that's an old bit of tech. I just haven't used it in a while.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Righto. New to me, tech.
The 12.3 seconds is the current gap separating them. It needs to be out above 13 if Hall wants to stay ahead of Kokoschki come that second pit stop. Hall right now has got fuel enough for around about 7 more laps here of this Mexico City
Mackenzie and Fafero swapping places. Oh, having a bit of a battle there. Mackenzie's now in front. Back again, Hedesheed getting in there as well.
The other crucial number we have to talk about as well, Brett, is, and I know we've spoken about Hall and Kokoschki, but the other number is Matt Day. Matt Day's actually taken the exact same amount of time through pit lane as Stuart Hall. So if Kokoschki wanted to actually take the race lead, not only does he need to be within 13 seconds of Hall, he needs to be within 13 seconds of Day as well to actually take the race lead from him.
Big numbers game. Like 20 of 52. Some great battling going out there, especially mid-pack.
Both you and I love the mid-pack battles, Brett.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they can really spice up. We've got McCune battling with Darren Goosey. Both these drivers, former Split 1 drivers. Darren Goosey, the most tenured driver in the Vets. Most starts to his name. And he just continues to climb that mountain. He will very likely be the first to get to 300. As McCune looks down the inside. Can he get there? Not quite yet. And for those wondering how long it may take Darren Goosey to get to 300 race starts, well, it should roughly take him
300 races?
Well, yeah, 300 races. For him to get to 300 races, overall, from when his first race occurred to when he should get to 300, you could get to 300 races in roughly, 4 seasons per year at 10 races apiece. 40, 80, 120, 160. Times that by 2. 7.5 years. That's how long it would take Darren Goosey to get to 300 races. It's how long it would take anyone to get 300 races. But by the 7.5 year of Vets, that is when he will hit 300. Peter Kelleher's cheering for screen time. There he is right there. Unfortunately, he's down the water tonight. About 57 seconds behind Adrian Zeal, unfortunately for Pete. But his teammate's doing well. Up in P6 at the moment. But yeah, Darren's done an incredible effort for that amount of race starts for himself. Yeah, Pete does a lot to keep everyone cheered up in the field. Joins us in the chat, of course. Tries to support every single split. So great to have Pete out there in the pink machine for Sud Speed and Synergy Sim Racing.
Another pass on the attempt. Doesn't quite make it stick, but he's right there. Very much different lines throughout this whole track. Just watching in the background of Pete Kelleher.
And Pete's doing well here just to push on. So see what happens to him. Roy Clark's been in the wars tonight. He's down the order in P39. Lorne Mackay, the only driver out of this one just yet. James Boardman is in early. And I believe this is because he actually has a little bit of steering damage on board this car. So he's into pit lane to fix this thing up. Good enough for him to do his second stop. This will offset him a little bit, though, to the rest of the field.
Bit of tyre barrier contact, probably.
More than likely, I would say,
More
is the
than
case.
likely.
See Andrew Galley, Ben
Andrew
Brook
Galley,
side by
yeah.
side. Needs to be careful that rejoin for Ben Brook, because he's got to try and keep it on the, or in between the white lines. One interesting but quite possibly dirty tactic you could have pulled if you're in the scenario of Andrew Galley then with Ben Brook off track. Just move your car over to the white line. Technically he's off the surface. He can't rejoin and hit you, but he would have to slow up and slot him behind you. Free way to make the move happen. That is within the rule set.
Yeah. Probably, I don't know. Oh, we see someone off the background there.
It's a dirty move.
Yeah.
Is it
But, hey.
frowned upon? Possibly. But is it against the rules? No, it's not.
No,
against
it's
the
not.
rules.
No, that's right. It's all in the grey areas, isn't it? Pete Baxter doing quite well, up 16 spots at the moment. Having a good old run there back in 19th.
Tell you what, really impressed by Pete's run last week at Bathurst.
Oh,
Wow. Michael Quain up his inside, a late move.
Oh, wow. Oh, we've got a habit of doing that, don't we? just putting the camera on the cars and just things happen.
But shout out
Don't put
Pete,
that on me.
Shout out Pete Baxter. Had a great week last week, obviously. Finished inside of the top 10 in Split 2 on Thursday night at Bathurst. Sunday night, then went on to win the Challenger Class Championship for Premier Endurance League as well in that in the limited series. So Pete is on a roll right now of good results. He's just won himself a championship in the GT category, and he'll be hoping for another strong result here this week out at Mexico City.
Nice. That's very good. Another person here, Paul Burns, up 14 spots at the moment too. He's doing well.
Still really well.
Cesar up 8.
Abel Verben now into pit lane for his second stop, so an early second stop for him, but he's still driving incredibly well. Halil Cesar has now got Stephen Kokoschki on his heels. So is now the time that Cesar will be able to hold back Kokoschki enough to keep him ahead, or keep him behind, sorry, Cesar's teammate, or can Kokoschki dispatch on him quickly, chase down the gap and make sure the Sud Speed Synergy Sim Racing entry gets back up into P2 after the second pit stops occur in this race. We're only a few laps away from them happening. We might see, Brett, end of this lap, we may see Kokoschki come in knowing who he's behind right now. We may see him descend a pit lane, or possibly the end of the next lap if he can't get this done on lap 24. Because he won't want to hang behind the Cooler Master Mustang for very long.
A little bit out of was he or not? She's really tight lines through there for Kokoschki. Really putting everything on the line there. So trying really hard, but it's only getting very hard track to pass.
Very hard track to pass. We're now right on board with the championship leader. Only race winner thus far this season in Stephen Kokoschki.
Yeah, really threading the needle. You can see him getting right across there, right across there. So I struggle with this corner a little bit. It's always hard.
Well, it's a slightly
Really
off
tight
camber,
to those tyres. Yeah.
Slightly off camber, bit of an awkward angle. The tyre bundles don't really help you that much. Yeah, it's a really tough section of circuit. Then you come into this stadium, and this is all slow and very hard to get the car muscled round here. It's like trying to
different lines there.
It's like trying to maneuver a boat trailer on a beach. It just doesn't want to turn. It wants to bury itself in the sand. Lap 25.
With or without the boat?
With the boat. Oh, well, then actually, no, to be fair, without the boat.
Matt Day in pit lane.
Matt Day is in, so we'll see now if there is a reactionary stop from any of the drivers who are coming past pit lane, namely Stuart Hall, Tony Chapman, Halil Cesar or Stephen Kokoschki, because there could be a reactionary stop here, knowing the undercut is so strong. So Hall will take the race lead. We'll get a bonus point for leading a lap. And will then try and keep that car clean. He's currently on a 0x as well, Brett. So he's on the possibility of taking home 4 bonus points tonight And that's without even taking the fastest lap of the race. So there could be a good points haul still to come for the 49 car.
Yeah, there's a number of people, just looking at that, there's a number of people with 0 off tracks at the moment, so that's good. So Cesar actually got 6 at the moment.
He's pushing on.
So he's
pushing the car.
He's using them up.
I suppose when you get one at that point, there's no point hanging on to.
No, that's right.
You want to hang on to 16 more, but there's no point hanging on to 15 more. You want to leave yourself some breathing room in case you get a contact. But at that point, there's no point hanging on to them. You know, you might as well just throw.
Yeah, you go as soon as that one goes, you go. Yeah, oh well, you know, might as well now.
Pulls in. So reactionary stop for the race leader.
Ooh, bit of a lock up.
He gets it pulled up though into pit lane. Will Chapman follow? Yes, he will.
There you go.
And Kokoschki will follow as well. So Cesar will keep going, and Kokoschki will come in. This is a crucial stop now. Crucial stop for Hall. Needs about 70 litres on board this car. It's going to be roughly a 33-second stop. Any more than that, and he may have overfilled the car. Kokoschki in. So we've got to see who drops first here.
20 seconds.
There's Matt Day, final corner. He's going to jump them and remain in the race lead. Kokoschki drops. Hall drops.
Yeah, Hall 32.37.
Yep. So actually, my math was a little bit off there with the math then. It's 2.3 litres per second. 70 litres would be... It might have actually been closer to 30 seconds if it was 70. I think there's a little bit too much in it at 32. Because that's given up time to Kokoschki, and crucially, it's actually buried him back in some traffic there.
Yeah, he sort of... Kokoschki's a bit freer now, obviously. So
not just free, he's right behind the race leader.
He's done well.
Right behind the race leader is Kokoschki. Work to be done. To chase down Matt Day.
Matt Day driving brilliantly at the moment, but how is he gonna feel with Kokoschki on his tail? Is he gonna rise to the occasion, or is he going to crumble under pressure from Kokoschki? Burns and Cesar in pit lane.
Both in. New poll's going to go up in the chat. Can Matt Day win his first Split 2 race here today at Mexico City? Get your votes into the chat. Is this Matt Day's race to win? Or is he going to make a mistake that'll cost him and give it to Stephen Kokoschki or possibly Stuart Hall? Right now he looks tidy, but a safety car could be a factor later in this race. We're only halfway to home. Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
Mentioned that Cesar was in. Paul Burns down there as well.
Mackenzie and Callaghan.
Cesar has just exited ahead of Jamie Peters. He'll get past him, but he needs another stop. He comes out ahead of Dave Arney. James Boardman, his teammate, and Paul Burns has now dropped below him as well. So there could be a good gain here for those cars that pitted early in this race. They'll try and use the fresh tyres now to their advantage to gain a bit of time over the old tyre runners throughout the entire field. But right now it is Matt Scholes, the two-time champion, leading the way to Chris Blanchard.
Western closing on McCune and also Callaghan and Hedesheed swapping spots.
Just swapping spots. They look like they're playing marbles out there, ping-ponging off of each other through the timing tower and through the stadium section. There is a yellow flag for some reason from Barney. I don't know if you saw that then, Brett. There was a yellow flag. That might have been a warning that someone was actually exiting pit lane.
Yeah, right.
Although Mick Clifton, oh, look at this. Look at this pile up through here. That is a shambles down in the stadium.
Kofidis looks like he's dropped a couple
Clifton's
there.
going to come straight in. You wonder if he's caught some damage off of that. Kokoschki's just set the fast lap of the race, 1:30.09. He's right on the tail of Matt Day now, who looks to get by. Some lap traffic here. Well, not lap traffic, sorry, but full position. That's Scott Weston, who needs a pit stop in this race. Scott McCune up ahead of him as well. So the showdown of Scots is on right now. The Scott Apocalypse, as well as it's also known.
This is the proving ground for Day here.
Is it going to be a new day, or is it going to be a nightmare?
All right, that splits them. That's going to make Kokoschki work even a little bit harder.
Well, now he's going to try and fight to get past Scott Weston, who needs a stop. And he kind of wants to hope for him to get out of his way at this point in time. We're on lap 29 of 52, about to begin lap 30.
Oh, that was so close for Kokoschki too. That would have he would have had the taste of blood in his mouth then for a second, and now it's just sort of peeling away at the moment. So Kokoschki, Vero in. Kokoschki really wants to get past. Needs to get on with this. He's losing valuable time here.
And this is very valuable time. And then, do you then beg the question of, well, if you're in Scott Weston's position, is there a point battle in Kokoschki? Because you know he's going to get past you anyway. Would the better move be you just let him go and then follow him behind him? This is not your battle at this point, and this is costing him the opportunity to battle against Day for the win.
Oh, that's a late.
Oh, that's a very late run. There's a bit of a door then. That cost him big.
Yeah, wow. This is hurting him even more now.
But then also, again, what's the point of battling this right now as well? It's lap 29 of 52. You've still got half the race to go. Very awkward positioning here for Kokoschki. This is only going to help Stuart Hall, because this is costing Kokoschki time now, and if Hall catches him, he might be able to put some pressure on him here for P2.
Yeah. Well, we saw there before that the opportunity... There was the opportunity. Kokoschki really closed down on Day, Scholes in pits, and that was the turning point, I think, in this race for Kokoschki.
Steven Kokoschki still trying to make this move happen, but the rear end's going around. Frustrations might be starting to build.
Yeah. And now those tyres are going to be really, really hot.
And that gap has shrunken down significantly. 2.8 seconds is now the gap between P2 and P3. So he cannot afford to make another mistake like that. Otherwise, he's going to say bye-bye to P2. And Stuart Hall will come straight past him.
Yeah, he just, Kokoschki needs to just settle down, take a moment, take a breath, get the car back under him again, cool those tyres a little bit, and just then move on with it without desperation. Otherwise, you're just going to make things worse, pushing that car.
He's trying. He's just mentioned how to take 5 here, so he's at the point of having to take a breath in just a moment to reset.
And that's one thing we did talk about in the before the show today, just getting the car a little bit sideways, then coming out of that turn. He's the proving ground for Kokoschki is we've seen him last season have some fantastic races, but then he also had some shockers, and it seemed like all the toys got thrown out of the cot, and it just went sideways for him. So tonight is a bit of proving ground for him. So can he get the car back underneath him and complete the mission? Get to the finish and keep it nice and tidy as much as you can.
Well, not just complete the mission as well, but I think to prove to himself that he can be resilient and back up his performances. And that there is going to be the crucial factor of, can I back it up? Can I move on? Can I take a moment, take a breath and reset when I've got frustration and then push on even more? That's the big test. As Tony Chapman, who was one of our possible top 5 finishers for the night, has made a mistake back in the stadium. That's costing him crucial positions. Brett Taylor as well, I think, was involved. You see there as well ahead of them. Derek Lovegrove with a late lunge into pit lane. Peters will join him as well. This is all chaos in the mid-pack of this field as Taylor can't pass pit road. Does need another stop in this race though. But right now he's in the firing lines as up ahead of them, Matt Scholes, Yusuf Corfedas fighting for position here. Corfidis is out of sync. He needs a stop. And then again, Scholes has now managed to run away and get ahead of Cesar because of that moment.
Mid-race madness going on here. Lap 31 of 52. Here at Mexico.
There's a chat from the chat saying no mistake was taken out. Well, that means it was a mistake for somebody else, Tony. They've made a mistake and they've taken you out.
Well, we'll cover that later on in the highlights, won't we?
I'm sure we will. As Brett Fisher comes into pit lane now. Final stop of your race here, Brett. This is a bit of a
Go,
money
Brett.
stop for you. Go, Brett. Andrew Gallion as well. So this is obviously the planned stop for Shadow Racing, it seems. John Van Ree asking the important questions. Did he at least buy Tony a drink before he came in? Yes, important questions.
Yep.
Very, very important questions.
Quain in
Great to have
pits as
John
well.
Van Ree watching with us here today as well. So Quain comes into pit road. At the moment, the crowd is believing that Matt Day is going to win this race and win his first race in Split 2. 89% from 9 votes has determined that Matt Day will win his first Split 2 race today. No.
Oh, right behind Pete Baxter. The car gets the car sideways out of that
He
turn.
does.
So that could have brought things unstuck. But managed to gather it up. Obviously got a little bit more pace than Baxter there, and just probably underestimating the closing rate of that car.
Well, my cat's also wanting to give his opinion as well, Brett. He also believes Matt Day is going to be winning this race today, apparently.
Oh, what do you say, meow?
He said meow. He's going to win it meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
He's going to win it right meow, apparently. So
Right.
he's going to bring the checkered flag out early.
21 laps to go. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Yeah, it's 20, it was 20 laps to go this lap by.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes again. So Day obviously being held up by Pete Baxter a little bit here.
He is.
But, I mean, Pete Baxter's got every right to be out there.
He does
and
indeed.
he's going to make him work for it.
Now, there's the strategic thought of, is there anything worth defending Matt right now?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Do you necessarily want to? That's up to you personally. I think the better side of the strategy is you just
Listener
let him
in
go
pits.
and you follow him along.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But races are going to race.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's what we're going to do. And
Pete
then that
covering
can help
off.
other drivers get an opportunity. As you see back there, is Kokoschky,
Yeah.
who's finally caught back up to Scott Weston and is finally looking to get past him.
And Day passed Baxter also. Oh, geez, Weston.
Getting a bit of a door there
There
from
as well.
Kokoschky, who I don't think was very happy with the previous running of that battle.
So Day passed Baxter now. So that would have helped out Kokoschky just a little bit there. Kofidis and Brett Taylor in pits, as well as Miller and Listener. Well, we're just leaving.
Ben Brook
Sayonara.
gets by Simon Hedesheed as well. So tightest packs on the road. Well, this is one of the tightest and biggest that's out there. Cesar leading to Mackenzie, Arnie, Brett Fisher, Boardman are all involved in this one. Although Boardman's a bit further back. Roy Clark's actually a lapped car in all of this. He's following this one around with one of the best seats in the house. Joe Mahoney's another lapped car that's involved in this one as well. See, John Van Ree again asking the important questions. Got to ask Stephen Kokoschky, what would J. Ross do? What would Jordan Ross do? Probably give a bit of a door in mid-corner as Yusuf Corfidis goes off the road down at turn 4. Now rejoins once again as well.
Brook in pits.
As well as Darren Goosey. So the most tenured driver in Vets will come down pit lane once again. Surely that means he's taken the most pit stops of anybody in Vets, Brett.
Yeah, probably.
A couple of 10 pit stop races here or there might help him along. I know all of us have done it at one time or another. Dave Arnie, Brett Fisher battling here. Mackenzie and Cesar battling as well. Brett Fisher wants to move down the inside at turn 1. Can't quite get there. So has to tuck back up in once more. And Zeal in as well. Zippy is now into the box. First pit box in the lane.
Yeah.
he'll take that as a sign that he is number one, surely.
These blokes just standing there having a chat to each other. Well, Blanchard in pits. Very stealthy looking car this season.
Oh, we'd be worried if we had a night race, Brett. We wouldn't know which Chris is.
Oh, I wouldn't see him. Yeah.
No.
It'd be like the Cannonball Run, put the night vision goggles on.
Right now as well, Mackenzie's starting to pressure Cesar here. They've been getting into it in that last sector. I don't know if you saw it. They were getting fired up together. As Cesar now's trying to block the position here in towards the stadium. Will lock up the inside, give a little bit of switch back to Mackenzie, but then he'll hang him out high and dry on the other side as Dave Arney looks to sneak his way through at the back end of it as well.
They had the box seat for all that. That was pretty good. It was entertaining for a second or two.
Scott Weston now in the pit lane as well as Scott McCune. So two of the Scots are in as they run down towards turn number one. Big pressure on this move. Here comes Brett Fisher down the inside. Massive lock up though into turn one. Roy Clark looks to follow him. And Dave Arney, unfortunately, has been speared by the lap car of Clark. Mid-corner at turn one. Not the way he wanted that to go around.
I may have soiled my pants a little bit.
Brett.
Well. That was, oh my God. Thank God I got off the brake again and regathered it up a bit there and was able to turn the car.
Flatulence Fisher once again powers his way forward.
Woof.
The NOS bottle got a good boost out of that one.
That was close.
You just imagine your look on your face, Brett. Eyes wide, real bitten lip.
Yeah. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, right there. Crash Clark is back, John. He is back again. Carol Callahan is in. Peter Baxter in as well. But to be fair, Biff Brett was almost out there at that time as well, and that's not one that we want to see happening.
Oh, Biff Brett, jeez, that's a bit harsh, but anyway.
Well, no, you didn't hit him, so you don't actually have the
no, well, that's right.
Unlike Crash Clark,
all
who
I could
just
think,
crashed into Dave Arney.
Yeah, all I could think is, oh God, he goes some more points.
And I have to agree with Damon. It was a bit sketchy, but you did get it done. You made
yeah. Well, that's right. Yeah.
They'll write songs
to fight another day, as they say.
Brett, they'll write songs about you in future. Don't you worry.
I don't know. Yeah, they probably will.
There once was a man named Brett Fiddle BD. He went for a move at Mexico. Doesn't know how he didn't hit someone. That's the song that's going to be written.
Wow.
Right,
move off me. Get on to someone else. There's got to be some better racing out there. Look at Vigor and Burns and Favero.
Yeah.
They're having a crack.
Burns, Boardman.
Galley on the back of Callaghan.
Yeah. Callaghan and Andrew Galley fighting tooth and nail.
Let's have a look at the shakers and movers. We haven't all completed all our stops yet. So there's Kafidis only on one stop, Mulford on one stop, and Hedeshib who's just come in. So we've got a nearly fully cleansed field. Yeah, I was worried. I was actually thinking, Dave. I was hoping like hell I didn't crunch you. Thank God you had a little bit of awareness around you.
No, don't worry, Joe. I don't plan on quitting my day job. I know that one was terrible. Don't worry. Oh, you see there in behind, Galley's just starting to get loose through the stadium in behind Callaghan. As Hedeshib fights his way through. Tim Mulford is still yet to pit, by the way, Brett. So he's pushing that Phoenix Racing Team car to its limits right now, but he will need inevitably he will need to stop before the end of this race.
Oh, Hedeshib just dropping.
That's because he's just come out of pit lane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. God, I panicked then for a second. Bit unknown. What an idiot.
We've gone off the rails today, Brett.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just try and scan the thing going, what's going on? What's going
Adrian
on?
Zeals just had an off track down at turn 4, so he's run it wide down there.
Trying to keep it interesting for the folks at home.
Peter Baxter right now under pressure as well from Scott McCune in behind him. It's a good battle happening between them up at the first sector as well.
I was going to look at who the movers and shakers were. So we're looking at Boardman up 9, Rick Viger up 10, Paul Burns up 11. They're probably the biggest shakers. Peter Baxter still up 13. Scott McCune up 13. So some really good battles there. Tony Chapman, one of the biggest losers, with down 16 positions in 19th at the moment. So trying to sort of come up with something there. We've got a few other ones further down the list.
I think, unfortunately, that's just come about because of that solitary mistake that Tony made, cost him big positions. Rick Viger, though, has just gone round up in the stadium, so it's starting to become unglued for some drivers now. We've got about 15 laps to go in this race as Viger will try and get himself going again.
He's probably going, oh, not in the stadium section. Everyone's watching.
Everyone can see me down here.
Yeah. Chapman in pit.
Matt Day, though, well in control of this field. He's got Kokoschki around about 5 seconds back. And then it's Stuart Hall back in P3 at the moment, who looks to make it 2 podiums in a row for his team. That would mean that only 2 teams this season, Brett, have finished on the podium in both races. That would be Synergy Sim Racing and Infinity Motorsport if this were to happen today. If Tim Mulford can somehow get his way up on the podium, then he can keep that going for Phoenix Racing Team, but he's out of sync for the strategy.
Yeah, he's just, Scott McCune's just got past him.
A broken car and poor luck for Tony Chapman. That's what took him down the order today, unfortunately for him. And that earlier contact with, I believe, Brett Taylor was the other end of that culprit moment as well. Mulford, though, it's under pressure here now from Brett Fisher, with Mackenzie and Cesar ahead of him.
Yeah, they seem to have got themselves sorted out and sorted their stuff out. There's separation between them now.
They sorted themselves out, found themselves in a little groove, and right now this battle pack may be starting to heat up, but I think this one is one to watch for a moment, as Scott McCune has gone around at the stadium section. So,
and that looks like a bit of an injury.
Yeah, that car's got some damage on it for sure. We'll have to get it into pit lane.
Fetlock.
So we'll stick with this battle though for the moment. We're going to take this time to give a quick thanks to our series sponsor, of course. Actually, no, we're not, because I forgot to set up the advertisements. That's my fault. We're not actually going to go to an ad break, Brett. We're going to stay live with everything.
Well, you can sing again.
No, I'd rather not. I'd rather not do that. Not for my sake, but for everyone else's. I'm not.
Yeah. I hear you.
This is my stop. Michael Quaid at the moment. He's got Scott McKenzie, Scott Weston just up the road from him.
I'm closing on Mulford. Sorry.
Oh, you are indeed. You're right there, Brett. Right there on Mulford.
Sorry to rip you away. Having a bit of a crack there. Back to header sheet on Callaghan. And that Andrew Galley, Callahan, header sheet, Callaghan, Vero and Burns. That is a cracking little pack there. Further back down the list, we've got Quain, Verban, Goosey and Clifton.
You can see header sheet here. He's got good pace in his first outing for the season. First outing proper. He only managed to get 15 laps done in round 1. Didn't net any points. Neither did Darren Goosey. Both of them want strong finishes here today, as Mr. Fisher's now trying to get by Tim Mulford if he can. Up through turn 3. We'll get the inside out towards turn 4, but this is going to be a tight battle 1 if he can get it done down here as they look to go side by side.
Almost got messy then.
They roll through turn 5, and battle is still on. Boardman has now gotten up into the rear of Brett Fisher as well.
Yeah, well, that the battle between myself and Mulford there, Boardman has managed to come up, and Burns is closing as well as Vero and Callaghan and header sheet. So that pack is slowly sort of gaining on us there.
Bruce Galloway claiming that you must have had the round music playing in the background while you were driving, Brett. That's why you were so fast this week. So cross the line. Lap 41 will begin for them. 12 laps to go in this race here in Mexico City. It is flying by for those that are in a battle pack. And right now it'll be a slow waltz to the end for the race leader, Matt Day.
I was gonna say, what was that? That was not even an attempt at a pass. I pulled out and just didn't. It wasn't even close to him. I don't know what was that?
I worry for you, Brett, if you're ever trying to join a freeway at peak hour traffic. Did not seem.
Look at that train. Look how that train is really closing further and further and further. So this is about to become pressure personified.
Mulford needs to pit. That's what ultimately needs to happen right now, Brett. And he needs to pit. Because not only is he holding up you or Boardman, he's holding himself up by going this long on this stint. He's only costing himself time.
Well, we're now 4.5 seconds off the back of Mackenzie and Cesar, where we were right up on them. So, unfortunately, we lost that contact there. Boardman having a bit of a dive in myself there.
Yeah,
so he's had enough of this.
He has indeed. He doesn't want to
hang around any longer.
Nope. So this one's now going to commence even further. As Tim Mulford will finally come into pit lane. That'll release this pack of cars, but frustratingly for those involved, it's cost them around about 5 seconds. Up to these two of Cesar and Mackenzie. So now the field has been corrected. And it means that the corrected top 10 is Matthew Day, race leader, looking for his first ever win in Split 2 as last season's Split 3 champion. Stephen Kokoschke, who wants his second race win in a row this season. Second podium of the season as well. Stuart Hall, who wants his second top 10 and first podium of the season. And what a way this would be for him to start out at his new team, Infinity Motorsport. Chris Blanchard at his first race of the season wants his first top 5. Same for Matthew Skulls. Halil Cesar in his first race of the season wants a top 10. Mackenzie wants a top 10. So does Brett Fisher. So does James Boardman. And so does Paul Burns. It's all on the line for them. Everybody wants it. It's like a Black Friday sale.
Oh, yeah.
80% off. Everything must go. And they're all storming through the door. Now, Brett, could you imagine if we got a safety car in the next 10 laps?
Oh.
How wonderful that would be.
Yeah, in hindsight, that would be fantastic.
Just really bring everyone back together again.
Slow out of that. Obviously, just letting the guys cruise on past there. So that's good. Just releasing himself from that train to not get in the road.
Tim Mulford, by the way, just to maybe break the hearts a little bit more of those drivers he unfortunately held up. He's actually just backed out of the session after, I think, realising of his strategic blunder as Roy Clark will let that traffic past as well. So that's unfortunate for those guys that were held up. Means they were held up for nothing at this point in time. For nada. There's still guys there battling to try and get into the top 30, by the way. Tony Chapman currently sits P30 with Lovegrove, Corfidis, Reali, Zeal, Mahoney, Mulford, Kelleher in behind, but Kelleher's actually about to get past Mulford, who is trapped in pit lane after he's left the session. His next competitor is Joe Mahoney at this stage of the race, as well as Clifton and Goosey battle for position here down towards turn number 1.
Sort of very, a little bit sideways there. It's an interesting corner, that turn 1. Like, you know, you try and get up the inside. Oh, there's a big tag of the wall there by Quaney. Interesting turn 1. You want to try and sort of get a pass done, but is it for nada if you can't get the pass done clean enough to get sort of in front of the car? Because you're going to lose it on the next turn. You're going to be stuck on the outside. So
Joe Mahoney has just realised that the net cone hit between himself and Tim Mulford was in fact for nothing, unfortunately, for Joe Mahoney as well. So that is unfortunate scenario to come at the end of this race, it seems.
Now lap 44 of 52 here at Mexico. Round 2 coming to the closing laps. Now things can either be nice and easy for everybody or they can get a bit hectic. Let's see what's going to unfold. Skulls apparently at the Skulls at the moment on the back of Blanchard within half a second. McKenzie on within half a second of Cesar. We've got Boardman half a second on myself and Burns half a second, so that's a great little paddle. Quaney in pits lane. And then further back, we've got Hideshi, Callaghan and Galley having a great little battle back there in 12, 13, 14. So still a lot of battling going on up and down this racetrack. A lot of scores to be settled. Western closing on Reynolds.
They're all battling hard.
Taylor on McCune as well. Actually, Taylor really the side by side on McCune and gets a pass done there. Not quite, or does. Yep. Also very congested pack there.
Very congested, although Peter's just got a bit of a door then from McCune as well. And look at this one up here as well, Brett. This is a battle for P4. Blanchard and Skulls tightly battling together as well with only 7 laps to go.
I think we're going to be on some for exciting little challenges here and there, I think.
Oh, Roy Clark.
As Roy Clark, yeah.
Start calling him Husk Clark Varner, it seems, because he's mowing some grass down there. I'll see myself out with that one, Brett.
What was that to say? I missed it. I blanked out.
I said we'll start calling him Mr. Husk Clark Varner instead of Husker Varner because he mowed the grass.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I got you. Don't give up your day job. Boardman still having a good old attack at himself. Now Burns is right in this mix as well.
It's on for young and old between the lot of you.
Favero coming as well. So, yeah. Top 10 battle. Definitely well and alive here.
Yes, indeed. Not just top 10 battle, but a battle for
that was Roy Clark.
Big positioning as Roy Clark just gets out of the way. And right now, we can see that Fisher just getting pressured here from Boardman. One of the podium finishes of last week's race. Good finish here tonight. Inside the top 10 would find Boardman still around about the top 3 positions in the championship standings as Adrian Zeal moves over and lets them go.
Thanks, Zippy.
Have now got 7 laps to go here out at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez.
Boardman having a bit of a peak. Doesn't do anything with that at this stage. Closed very big on that little section.
Now putting bulk pressure onto Fisher in front of him as well. This will be a good start to his season for Boardman, one of his strongest to date. If he could solidify this move, get the car up into P8 after a P3 finish last time out of Bathurst. Gets super close through turn 4. Can't quite get close enough for a run towards turn 5. And now have to reevaluate and blueprint a move for himself out of the S's and in towards the stadium at turn 11 if he can. Oh, a bit wide there for Brett though. That's going to make it hard. And Boardman's starting to put this pressure on now. There might be some fuel panic for some drivers as well if they've not saved. Or if they've underfueled themselves to this point.
Look at Burns coming right into it now, so he's going to start and put pressure on the back of Boardman.
I'm sure that's what you're hoping for here, Brett.
Oh, yeah. Can you just put a bit of heat onto this fella for me?
Counter pressure can always go a long way in helping you at some stage. Battle looks to still heat up though across the next 6 laps of this race as well. The one for P4 is still heating up here with Chris Blanchard and Matt Skulls. They're fighting away for position, of course. They've got a solid about 5-second gap up to Stuart Hall on the podium. So if they do decide to start battling, they may be saying goodbye to a podium finish here this evening. with only 5.5 laps left to run here at Mexico City for them as well.
Koshi just under 3 seconds from Day, so I think that was out to about 4.5 seconds at one point there. Might have been even a bit more than that.
He's starting to chase him down.
So
He is starting to chase him down. The differential last time was a 1:31.44, plays a 1:30.96. So Kokoschki was about half a second faster on that last lap. So he is beginning to chase down Matt Day. What's the differential this time? 1:31.37, plays a 1:30.48. So it's around about 0.9. Kokoschki's starting to turn on the jets. But the question is, does he have enough time on the clock, not only to chase down Day, but to put the pressure on him enough to actually get past him and into the race lead?
That's good resilience from Kokoschki, like we talked about before. He's gathered himself up, he's calmed himself down, he's let the tyres cool off, and he's just coming back at it. And that's very commendable to regather that up and push forward, you know. So good on him for that. Boardman still on my ginger.
He's right there. This feels like a Bundaberg factory. There's so much ginger in it, Brett.
Question is,
is he going to be lemon, lime, and bitter off the back of this one? Brett Fisher, though, full defensive acumen right now, with Boardman still pressuring him in this battle. Burns is sitting back, as is Nathan Favero, hoping to take advantage if they both tangle and give the opportunity of position to them as well. Michael Quain's back in pit lane now. Unfortunately for him, Jamie Peters has had a moment late in this race as well, but they managed to stick with it at this stage. Blanchard is still under pressure from Matthew Scholes.
These guys having a great battle. I'd be relishing the fact that the laps are starting to dwindle down now. Head a sheet on Callahan with Galley in there as well. And Galley and header sheet side by side there somewhere.
They're all battling hard, continuing their fight for position as well. This one is on for young and old, as is that one in the background. Galley, header sheet, trying to get onto it. Benbrook on the back of it as well. It's anyone's game in these battles.
Verben getting past Reynolds. Yes, it's going to be good these last few closing laps. I think there's going to be a point where there's going to be maybe some dives taken. Oh, header sheet looked like he just clipped that wall there. Cesar closing on McKenzie and getting it.
Well, he was already ahead.
Oh, so he must have lost
lap
it.
by. So I think something actually happened between them, and now he's gotten back by McKenzie again. So that now resets to back how they were. Chris Blanchard in the chat saying, I don't see these track limits or lack of creating any problems. They're not creating any problems right now.
No,
what they are doing, though, is giving us great racing. I don't really understand the complaints around the track limitations if they're not actually creating any incidents for us or any problems there that of. Pretty simple to how to call things. White line, if a car goes outside of it, they're off track. If they rejoin and make contact with someone, it's on them. Naughty. Really doesn't seem that hard to police when you put it down on paper like that, Brett.
Yeah. I think it just I didn't mind it actually. I think it just brought another nuance to the racing, and you just had to watch that. If you use those extra track limits, you just have to be mindful of if there is a car there. You know, you've got to you've got to make sure you don't impede them on track. Oh, Cesar sideways. Is this going to allow McKenzie? He's up beside him. Oh, that was a bit twitchy.
Twitchy indeed. Cesar will continue on though. Header sheet. Still got some pressure in behind him from Andrew Galley. Ben Brook just in behind Callaghan. right now as well. Brett Fisher continues in his battle with Mr. Boardman, Burns and Favero at this point in time as well. Damon Fisher in the chat saying, Shadow Racing, casting Shadow over Mexico. Nice going, Brett. And Luke Collins saying you use track limits at your own risk. And that's the exact thing as well, Brett. You use them at your own risk. As there's been a change of position here. Matt Scholes has now gotten past Chris Blanchard. So a change of position up to P4, but Blanchard's coming back at him. 2 laps to go. It's not done. But has Blanchard got anything in him to get this move made? Little lock up ahead of them. But can Blanchard make the move? Skulls on the preferred line to the inside. 2 wide here at turn 1. Skulls looks to hang on to it. Blanchard up the inside again, but Skulls will get the preferred line to the next corner. Bit of a door-to-door off of turn 3. Skulls will get through. P4 for him. Blanchard has to cement himself back in P5 for now.
Wow.
And then this one-on-one affair continues with Mackenzie and Cesar fighting hard for their position. And then this one with Fisher and Boardman and Burns and Favero. Boardman wants this move made. He sat behind Fisher for the last 10 laps. Can he get it done? Gets a little bit too far up the rear end though. Round he goes. Boardman into the wall. Burns and Favero will get past. Can Boardman get it going again? He can. Callaghan will come past though, as will Heddersheed. Will Galley get past him as well? No. But it's dropped him outside of the top 10.
Last lap for Matt Day, Kokoschki.
And Matthew Day is sitting in a fantastic position right now. Someone has got the wrong banner. We'll find out who it is. Mr. Van Ree. Is it Mr. Skulls? It's Mr. Skulls. Mr. Skulls has got the wrong banner, it seems. So that may actually promote drivers up a position. If that is the case, there may be some reviews happening in the back end. Yeah, but what a drive from Matt Day, must be said. Split 3 champion of last season. Didn't have the drive that we may have expected from him at Bathurst, or the performance that we might have expected of him at Bathurst either. And really kind of just sat in the mid-pack and tried to learn the field as best he could. Came into this week though. Great pace, put the car up the order on the front row, took the race lead on lap 1. And from that point onward, Stephen Kokoschki didn't have anything for him. It was championship drive last season, Brett, and tonight he's proving why he was able to become the champion last season in Split 3. Through the final corner it come, 266 Racing return to the top step as Matt Day wins it in Mexico.
Well done for Matt Day. Kokoschki coming in second place. Great. Well done for Kokoschki. I think that was a great race for him. Oh, geez, what happened then?
Bit of a voice break for yourself there, Brett. Stuart Hall will then come home in P3 as well in his first outing for his new team. That's 2 podiums for them this season. Only one of 2 teams to do so, including Stephen Kokoschki and Synergy Sim Racing. They've been on the podium twice thus far as well. Matt Scholes comes home in P4, but the position will have an asterisk on it because of that window banner. Chris Blanchard comes home in P5. Halil Cesar in his first outing for the season comes home in P6 ahead of Scott McKenzie, with Nathan Favero getting ahead of Paul Burns as Brett Fisher run out of fuel because Paul Burns and Darryl Callahan are in the top 10. Heddersheed's up to P11. Boardman up to P12. Andrew Galley home in P13. Although, where is Heddersheed? Because he's dropped positions here. It's very, very weird and awkward. Brett Fisher, are you out of fuel?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was absolutely gutted. You know that picture, you see the drivers with the clutching the face of their helmet, you know, holding their helmet? That was me. Absolutely gutted.
And that there is a tale of an unfortunate end to Brett Fisher's race, who's run out of fuel. That day, though, comes home in P1. What a drive from him. What a race from him as well. No safety cars in this one affected it. We'll see if Matt actually goes to the burnout zone here just amongst the crowd in the baseball stadium section where you just pull off to the right-hand side of screen into this driveway. Is he going to go in there? No, he's not. Unfortunate. I thought he might have. What he will do, though, is he'll come around as a race winner this season and a great result for his team and himself. Off the back of his championship win last season, he'll raise himself up the order of the title race with this race win. It puts him into the top 10 of the championship standings as well. He'll pull it up and he'll get the celebration started, will Matt Day.
The old Barney winding his arm off.
Might have to teach Matt how to do a burnout, though.
Yeah, we'll see. He's... nah. Yeah, okay. Oh, he ran the race, so who cares?
I was about to say, has Matt got anti-stall clutch turned on? Is that why that's happened there for him? Post-race results, though, will go up on your screen. Provisional as they are. It is Matthew Day who takes home the race win here today. And we're going to get the driver of the day poll going out there as well. I think we got to figure out.
Can you do that on the vote? Can you do that on the votey thing?
That's what I was doing, Brett. That's what I was doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. That makes it easier for everyone. I reckon.
know. So we got to figure out some names to put up for it. I think, but there are a few. I think Paul Burns is one we can easily put up after being up 14 positions into the top 10. I think Stuart Hall had a great drive as well, as did Stephen Kokoschke. And then the other question is, though, Brett, who's the last name we put up? Do we put up a Matt Scholes or a Chris Blanchard? Or do we put up somebody else who may have run out of fuel but still had a good drive?
Oh, no, you can't put me up there. No. What about Pete Baxter? I mean, I know it's just he's up 16 spots. I think that's a good drive. I know we don't normally just do it on that merit, but I think he had a great drive. So
we'll put him up. Poll has gone up. Get your votes in. It's a great result for those drivers that have managed to get that done. There we go. There are the provisional race results. Matthew Day wins it ahead of Stephen Kokoschke and Stuart Hall inside of the top 3. Matt Scholes ahead of Chris Blanchard, Halil Cesar. The top 6 is Scott McKenzie, Nathan Favero, Paul Burns, and Darryl Callahan, the top 10 in this race. Further back down the field for them as well, we will find the likes of Simon Heddershit ahead of James Borbin, Andrew Galley ahead of Ben Brook, Andrew Liston, the top 15 with Dave Arney, Rick Viger, Craig Miller ahead of Pete Baxter and Scott Weston. Then for the top 20, Abel Verban ahead of Wade Reynolds, Darren Goosey, Mick Clifton, Tony Chapman. Brett Taylor will finish ahead of Brett Fisher with Scott McCune, Derek Lovegrove and Yusuf Korfidis for the top 30 cars in the order as well.
Oh, bloody Brett Taylor got me.
He still got you in the end. Jamie Peters will finish ahead of Mario Reali, Joe Mahoney, Adrian Zeal, Peter Kelleher ahead of Roy Clark, Michael Quain, Tim Mulford, Todd Duggan, and Lon Mackay, the last car out of this one as well. Most positions gained tonight, well, it was Peter Baxter who was up 19 positions. Matthew Day led the most laps with T9. Stephen Kokoschke got the fastest lap of the race, 130.092 off of pole position as well. Here today, we'll get a little bit of B-roll going while we wait for the vote to commence and to see if anyone's going to come and have a chat.
I'm liking the vote thing. That's great.
It's great, isn't it? It's great to get that involved.
That's really good.
Get it happening.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being able to use multi-output now as well. So, there's a bit of inter-infinity broadcasting chatting going on as well over on the other channel too, with Rhiannon calling for the banning of our friend Bailey Brannon for mentioning the fact that do you feel bonita, and then he went to bed and did not feel bonita for the rest of the race. So that's unfortunate that Bailey decided to do that. He is based in the US though, so it was an early bedtime for him, it seems. We do have a message from Matthew Day, our race winner today, who sent us this one in to speak about, as he was unfortunately at a friend's birthday this evening as well. So I received this earlier today whilst I was calling the action out at Bung Sayin for Thailand Super Series. So we got the message saying, thanks to all the guys in the team for their support, Damon Fisher and Luke Ullman, for the coaching and tips and tricks in helping me improve. Brad Hayes for all the work on the team's liveries this season. Hamish and Brett for the top quality broadcast and commentary, race stewards and all involved in the Vets League and all other competitors for the great racing as well. Thank you, Hamish. You and Brett really do an outstanding broadcast. Thank you to Matt Day for sending us that one as well. Hopefully we'll see him once again on the podium and maybe be able to come and have a chat to us at some point as well. We're going to end the vote for the Driver of the Day award here this week. We'll see what the poll results are. They have concluded, and the Driver of the Day award, very, very tightly out of 17 votes. I don't mind this system, actually, to get this done.
I think it's fantastic.
I think it's
That's
great.
Really, really good. Yeah, yeah.
Winner of the Driver of the Day award here today to get himself up into the top 10 is Mr. Paul Burns. And a great effort, winning the vote by 35% to Stuart Hall, who was P2 in the vote at 29%. Stephen Kukoski, 18% of the vote, got the same amount of votes as Peter Baxter did in the poll today as well. So massive thank you to everyone getting involved in the poll and getting their votes in for the M1 Used Cars Driver of the Day award. This time it goes to 801 Sim Racing's Paul Burns, who fought his way up.
Do you know who else gets involved in polls?
Who else gets involved in polls, Brett?
Firefighters.
They do indeed. They do indeed get involved in polls. Although I don't know if firefighters in Australia have polls.
No.
I believe it's only like a US or international thing. So,
well, I was going the safer route. Go on with your thing. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
For the safer route there.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Paul Burns on winning the Driver of the Day award here today for Split 2. That will bring an end, though, to our live coverage here from Mexico City for 200 kilometres, 52 laps as well. I want to give a shout out to everyone who joined us here this evening and watched along the journey. Next time we'll be on your screens. We'll be at the wonderful Shell V-Power Motorsports Park from Tailem Bend for the international layout, the previously used layout of the Supercars Championship here at Tailem Bend. We'll be heading down there for 200 kilometres and a great time going forward in the South Australian heat. Once again at the Bend once more. Big shout out, of course, to the series sponsors, the title sponsors, SIMRIGS, as well as the other sponsors, Logitech G, Parramatta, Suzuki, Play One, Sim Gear, Project Fade, Streetwear, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award. You can also help. Support Infinity Broadcasting by clicking the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. Coming up on your docket for Infinity Broadcasting, well, next time it will be for SIMRIGS V8 Veterans action, and then after that, it will be road course action in High Side Motorsports the Monday after for their next round of Season 2 of the Gen 6 NASCAR Cup Series, and they go road course racing at Sonoma. That's going to be a fun one to keep an eye out for. And be sure to help support the V8 Veterans by clicking the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well to the V8 Vets channel, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3 and Split 4 action right here on the V8 Veterans. Go to help support SimSpeed by clicking like, subscribe, the bell icon over there as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 1 action on that side of town as well. Thank you so much, Brett, for joining me once again. Appreciate everybody's time once more as well. We've got one more
doing
thing
highlights?
to do. Oh, yes, the highlights.
I was thinking, where are you going, Hamish? Where's the highlights?
You know what it was, Brett?
The highlight of the night.
You know what it was? I got so enthralled and excited with the poll.
Yeah. It just
that
blew
I
you out.
completely forgot about the highlights.
Sorry, mate. I just had to...
Thank you for reminding me. Brett
Just get on with it, Hamish. The highlights. Yum.
The race 2 highlights for season 28. As follows, it was a hot start for Matt Day. He managed to get himself going back here and up into P1 very, very early on. I can't believe I did it for the highlights.
I know.
I'm going to have to go through the whole rigmarole all over again. Down towards turn 1 they came. Not very much happened down here, but there was an initial incident between a couple of drivers. This one being Scott McCune and Brett Taylor as they fought it out down here. So a bit of side-by-side, 4 wide action into this corner as well. Not always going to happen very nicely. As they came round, 2 went into 1, and it did not go well for them either. Jamie Peters then through all that actually had to go off track as well. Actually got caught up in behind the contact of Ben Brook and Yusuf Corfiadis. So that was the other end of that battle that actually got a bit messy down there between them and Abel Verben as well. Managed to sneak their way through though. Wade Reynolds also getting into this as well. This is up at turn 5. between a couple of drivers. Oh, that was the really messy one with, I think that was Scott Weston as well as Mick Clifton and Michael
That
Quain.
was big.
So that was a big one. We then started to see pit stops coming
Well
as well.
done, Mr. Drifter.
Mr. Drifter. This was Yusuf Korfidis' moment down in towards the stadium. And this was one of the hot spots of the night for moments. A little bit of contact from the rear. That was, I believe, that was one of the hypersonic racing cars. Either Scott McCune or Mr. Mario Reale was involved in that one with him. We then started to see pit stops coming in this race, including a very solid money stop for this man right here, Stuart Hall, which found him take P2 on the road for the moment's time, but he would give up position to Matthew Day, who would actually get past him a little bit later on after his pit stop as well. And in terms of incidents happening, we had this moment here for Lorne Mackay, which would actually end his race. I do believe, actually, it's not even, yeah, there it is there. That's down at turn 4. That could have brought out a safety car, but he was in a safe enough position they could pull him away. Todd Duggan then got into some wars as well. This was down at turn 1 for him. Just getting it loose and not in a proper position, unfortunately, for Todd. So he kept running, but then the rear would go around on him at the exit of turn 3 as well. Then in terms of relatively big incidents, we had this one here with Scott Weston down at turn 4. He just extended it a little bit, tried to take the Grand Prix layout, it seems.
Forgot where he's going.
That's right. Joe Mahoney then as well. Had this one with Tim Mulford. We mentioned the net code was really worth nothing in the end because Mulford actually didn't finish the race, but this was huge. Look at that net code. It's like a bus in between them. And that is a big one, an unfortunate one for Joe Mahoney.
I don't think it was a bus, but might have been a mad teenager on an electric bike.
Could have been a Hot Wheels bus. Possibly. Still Duggan's moment down at turn 1 as well, and behind Roy Clark.
Yeah, Roy Clark locked up.
Yeah, and just hooked the rear of him.
That could have been a lot worse too. There was cars everywhere there.
Could have been a lot worse. And your heart has to go out to Todd because he's been caught up in some moments.
Yeah.
And just some really, really poor luck. And then after that, we kind of petered out and kept ourselves nice and tidy. There wasn't really anything major after this, although we did have this moment with Mick Clifton. And I believe Tim Mulford was involved as well. In terms of reported incidents, that was Mick getting loose on his own.
Sideways.
And then going around. And Tim had nowhere to go. Actually got piled in from behind a couple of cars.
Actually, it was one of those incidents there where it was actually lucky he kept on rolling because that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
then.
this was Tony Chapman's moment down here as well. He had Yusuf Korfidis and a couple of cars in behind him as well. So this is how this happened. It was actually on Yusuf Korfidis there. A really messy dive bomb that has not come out the other side positively.
Korfidis actually lost the rear end in the corner before. And I think that must have sort of got him out of whack, and that's probably not helped the situation there.
After that, again, didn't really get many big moments in this race. So that was kind of the end of the major highlights, and then it was a race to the end. Although these two did tangle a little bit, Mackenzie and Cesar, they did get into some hot battles together as well.
They were having a right royal ding donger.
They were indeed. What we will do is though we will take this time to get in towards now the actual end of the broadcast. We still have got the song to come, though, in the post-show, of course. But as we said, next time out we'll be at Shell v Power Motorsports Park for Tail and Bend in the next round of Season 28. You guys don't want to miss it, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time next Saturday evening, and we'll be going racing with you out there as well. It's super exciting when we get to go out to the Bend, and I'm always excited to go there. This is going to be a fun one. For the international layout, the previously used layout of supercars, it's always throwing up good racing for us. As I said, a big shout out to our series sponsors, of course, SIMRIGS, title sponsors as well as Logitech G, Parramatta, Associate, Player One, SimGear, Project Fade, Streetwear, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars with the driver of the day. Well, this week it went to Paul Burns. Next week it could go to you. We also
really
it could go to you, Brett. You don't know. You don't know what the chat's going to decide. They might decide you could get it. We're also going to ask if you can to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the V8 Veterans channel with the Split 3, Split 4 and Split 2 action, and help come support us over on Infinity Broadcasting by clicking the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well over there. We're so close to 400 subscribers. You can help us get to that next milestone by doing so. It is free, and you help support us in all of our series we broadcast, including V8 Veterans, Highside Motorsports and Premier Endurance League as well. I've been Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside for Season 28, Round 2 of the SIMRIGS V8 Veterans Split 2 action live from Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. We'll see you guys next time when we're racing at Tail and Bend. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Altitude rising. Engines waking. Foreign asphalt under Aussie boots. Round 2 ignites. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double throttle blipping. Round 2 tonight. Tonight. Heat haze rising off the tarmac line. Mexico sun burning straight through the spine. But I feel Melbourne in the rhythm of the street. Albert Park heartbeat underneath my feet. Crowds roar louder in the stadium zone. Foreign land, but the fight feels home. Throttle wide open, grit in the teeth. Aussie fire burning in the Mexican heat. Street circus spirit in a place we don't know. But the V8 Thunder's gonna steal the show. Light it up, let the engine scream tonight. Melbourne in the chaos. Mexico in the fight. Burn it down, push the limit, feel the flame. Round 2 ignition, every driver wants to claim. Fire in the throttle, let the red lights fade. Aussie grit on foreign ground, this is how legends are made. Break late, dive deep, chase the ghost of home. Every apex whispers where the vets have roamed. Altitude choking, but the rage breaks through. Shadow on the track and the fear turns blue. Sun beats harder than an Albert Park day, but the rhythm of Melbourne never drifts away. Grip tight, stand tall, let the tires bite. This foreign battlefield feels just right. Street circuit heartbeat in a place we don't know, but the V8 Thunder's gonna steal the show. Light it up, let the engine scream tonight. Melbourne in the chaos, Mexico in the fight. Burn it down, push the limit, feel the flame. Round 2 ignition, every driver wants to claim. Fire in the throttle, let the red lights fade. Aussie grit on foreign ground, this is how legends are made. Altitude won't break us, heat won't slow us down. We carry Melbourne's spirit into every town. Foreign track, familiar war, push the pedal, ask for more. Ghosts of Albert Park ride with us tonight through the stadium shadows and the neon light. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double throttle, blipping round 2 tonight.
The racing series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Hey guys, sorry about the lack of videos lately, but I've been really busy down in Melbourne with SIMRIGS. I've actually built our first rig in Melbourne. It's featuring our new ASR chassis. So basically it's an ASR Pro with a cubic QS210 motion system with a cubic BT1 belt tensioner. I've coupled it with an awesome set of LG ultra wides. What you've seen, these are the new brackets that I've made for the cubic system to suit the ASR, and you notice it's really low to the ground. We got it really low to sort of match a real car, like a lot of motion systems sit quite high, and that's really annoying that you need steps to actually get in it. So now I've lowered it down, it's actually really low to the ground. And the awesome thing with cubic is when it sits, it actually sits down like a real lowrider, and it only raises when it comes back and starts moving. Also on this rig we've got the fantastic SimCube active pedals. Not going to get a better pedal on the market. Couple that with the SimCube Coral. We've given it the whole Porsche livery and the Grid Racing by SimLabs Porsche wheel. So that just ties it all in together. So it's an awesome build. I really love these monitors because of the semicircle. You just look at, you're fully encapsulated. And being ultra wide, yes, they are a little bit narrow, but with the 45 inches, it is taller. It is, I think, about maybe 2 inches higher compared to a 32 monitor. The color that you get out of them is fantastic. Really nice and deep, good blacks, as any OLED should be. That's it, guys. We've got heaps more builds that we're doing at the moment. Our ASR containers arrived, so you'll be seeing them on our website as well. So, till next time.